I think preparedness is one of the key lessons, making sure that we have some amount of infrastructure in place ahead of anything. The relationships, they matter just as much as the technology. Because if it wasn't for the relationships, I don't think any of this could have succeeded. We already had partnerships because we are part of such a global, amazing network. And so we're able to pull on those.
We learned that collecting data for a few square acres or a few acres is different from collecting data on a much larger scale. Now we are collecting data on a national level. We're looking at about 10 to 12,000 square kilometers of data. And then the other challenges that we would have come across is that collecting data is one, but also uploading and processing those data is another situation.
We have been learning on the fly. It's almost like building an airplane on the fly. And so we've learned so much. And I think we better understand how to do the workflow a lot better, because even the workflow that we now have is not what we started out with. We learned lessons along the way. Having an improved workflow is that one thing that I would take with me. I think it matters a whole lot. And having that from day one is going to be critical in terms of improving any future event.
Drone data gives you the human touch. And two, with satellite data, in the immediate response phase, you have heavy cloud cover. You're not able to see the things that you will see immediately from drone. Also, when you're in the field, on the ground, you're able to interact with the locals. They can tell you what is happening. You're seeing their pain. You can now discern other things that you can also report to the authorities to get immediate attention.
I have cried just looking at the data. The reality is that drone data is so personal. It's not like satellite when you're just analyzing it and sometimes you don't have a context. And I'm not saying that you don't get emotional over things that you may see. But when you're looking at that data, you also remember the stories that you were told in the field. Because believe me, people are walking up to you and they're telling you those stories. And you have to stop and you have to listen. And they're also wanting you to make sure that they are counted. They're taking you to their house and they're saying, did you capture my house in this? And they're showing you and they're telling you what has happened to them both during and after the disaster. So the data becomes a lot more personal to you when you look at it and you analyze it through different lenses. And I think finally, a response is never final. I think it reinforces that leadership in crisis is about clarity and calm. And so people are looking for direction, but they also look to you as the person who is responsible for steadiness. And so maintaining that balance is critical, even when sometimes it's hard to do. I think that made the teams feel more comfortable. You had to have the right things to say and to be reassuring, know when they needed additional support, understanding your team and also providing them with the right tools at the right time, whether that be a talk on resilience or telling them to breathe or whatever it is. It sounds simple, but it's important.